My email, my messages, everything has been bombarded with different video links, different theories, different questions about the Charlie Kirk assassination. All kinds of theories, all kinds of talking points, and people are claiming and saying different things, and some of these could definitely be correct. Personally, I don't know for sure what happened. I wasn't there. I don't have that information. So I can't answer these questions as far as what actually happened. I can say what I think might have happened, but as far as actually knowing, I don't know. And neither does these other people that are putting out videos and putting out talking points and pointing out things that they found. Some I've seen has been just ridiculous, and some definitely could be something there. However, regardless, I can guarantee you that it will be used against us somehow by the federal government to gain more power and more control. That's the game plan. Crisis, reaction, solution. Never let a good crisis go to waste, as Hillary Clinton said. And I've seen a lot of people talk about Israel, about Charlie Kirk not taking money from Netanyahu and turning that down, and seeing videos of the things he was talking about. So a lot of people are trying to implicate Israel in his assassination. And I don't know. We know they're capable of a lot of different things. We've already saw that over the years, and we're seeing that right now when it comes to, what's happening in Gaza. So who knows? I don't know. They had anything to do with it or not. If they had it done, if they was operation or what, I don't know. But you can guarantee that there's some high-ranking officials in Israel right now that are doing the dance of joy, that are happy as they can be because Charlie Kirk was assassinated. In my humble opinion, I've not seen them, but you think about it. And you look at what Charlie Kirk was saying a few months before the assassination, so you can bet, just about a guarantee, that there's some high-ranking officials in Israel that are very, very happy right now that mouth has been shut, because he could sway a lot of younger people, and he had a large audience, and he was saying things that they didn't like. So I guarantee you that if they didn't have anything to do with it, if it was an operation and they had it done, which I don't have no idea whatsoever at all, maybe they didn't, but I can just about guarantee that they was very happy to hear that it happened. And we see this divide in the country, and a lot of this divide is coming through the media, the mainstream media, because the mainstream media, including Fox News, in my opinion, are owned by the same people, like the same 5 media organizations. And that's not my opinion. But my opinion is that they're all in it together, and they're all spreading the information that they want us to see, and they can play us against each other through some different information, like a psychological operation, because they want you to think and do certain things and take certain actions. So if you believe what's being said and you hear it enough, you will believe it usually, especially if you're weak-minded and keep listening to that drivel all day, and you will react upon the information. And we've seen that quite a bit. People reacting violently because of things they're hearing through the mainstream media. And when they start talking about Nazis, fascists, and things like, Stephen King said, these people hear that, and they're already kind of wacky anyway, so they go and act upon these things thinking that they're doing the good. They think they're on the side of justice. They think they're on the side of good and destroying evil. They've actually been led to believe this. But it doesn't matter, if it's the right does something or the left does something, political left, political right, that actually does something. It will be used, regardless, by the federal government to make more laws, to put in more spy grid infrastructure and to justify that, to give themselves more power and take more power away from the people. We see that with everything that happens. And we see Donald Trump right now putting National Guard on the streets. And from what I saw about an hour ago, they're going to be coming to Memphis also. So they're putting National Guard on the streets in these urban areas. And these are the urban areas that would more than likely ignite in the widespread chaos and violence when they reset the dollar, which they're getting ready to do that. They're fixing to do that very soon, the way everything is looking. You know, the whole Genius Act and everything that they've came up with. But that's going to be like a pump and dump. And we're going to be the ones that get pumped and dumped. We're going to be the ones that the bank account goes to zero when they reset this, because they're going to try to reset all the debt to zero. And when that happens, the people are going to be the ones going to be screwed. You'll own nothing, and you'll be happy. And they are getting the troops on the ground in these areas to prepare for when that happens. And they're saying it's all about, crime and justice in these areas to bring down the crime rate in these areas. But it's about prepositioning these military forces in these areas to keep down dissent, to be able to go from this area out to other areas also as needed. They're getting ready. They're staging these troops in these locations because they know that's getting ready to happen. And they're using the excuse of crime prevention. It's pretty obvious. And you can see what they're doing with all the AI and everything like that. It's all ties them together. And once you get military on the ground, it's going to stay on the ground. And when a Democrat takes over, then they'll still have the same power, the same authority to put troops in your area, to be able to put down speech that the other side doesn't like, that the other side feels is offensive, like saying that, a man's a man and a woman's a woman. That could be hate speech. They don't like that, so they could put that down. Just like, the right now is calling for speech on the left to be censored. Back and forth, using everyone against each other. Plus, they're divide and conquer. But this divide right now is also, and what happened to Charlie Kirk, happened in North Carolina. They're using all this in the media, in social media, and now no one's really talking about the Epstein files. It was the perfect distraction from the Epstein files. No one is talking about Israel and Gaza. Perfect distraction. Everybody's focused on Charlie Kirk assassination and the hatred for the left or the right, and not looking at the economic reset that's coming, not talking about the data centers being put in place to the beast system to control and monitor everyone's every move all the time, every time in real time. No one's talking about the Epstein files. No one's talking about Israel. No one's talking about the economy. No one's talking about the cost of living that keeps going up, the inflation from the spending, money printing from the tariffs. No one's talking about none of that because they're all distracted right now, hating the left, or the left hating the right, or focusing on this detail of what happened, to Charlie Kirk. And you see these videos with, like the ring changing fingers. Who knows if that's the original video or not? I don't know. It could be an edited video. It could be done with AI. I don't know. But they will do things like that, people will, just to get views, to get talking points. And you'll see, federal agencies do things like that too and put it out there as a psychological operation to get you talking about this and looking at this little detail. When they're over here doing something else, something actually important, you're here looking at this, and they're over here putting the chains around your ankles. But this is all leading up to the dollar reset. They're going to dump the debt. They're going to reset the dollar. And when they reset the dollar through crypto and then revaluing gold, get rid of the debt, and we're going to be the ones that's screwed because your bank account's going to be empty. That's what's going to happen. That's the plan. So they know when they do this switcheroo and everyone is busted financially, but the government is still going to be standing strong, that people's going to not be happy. So they're putting in these troops in the right locations, getting it all set up to squash violence in these locations and uprisings in these major cities, and to be able to preposition those to be able to go out to different locations more quickly, because they'll be all around the country in positions. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give the video a thumbs up, because I'm trying to figure it out just like you are. If you have another solution, another answer, let me know in the comments below, because I don't know everything. But I think what I've said here is pretty easy to see, that they're going to use this, and they are using this, as a distraction, divide and conquer. Plus, this divide and conquer will also get more support, for Donald Trump right now, or will cause more support for the left-wing lunatics and the next presidential candidate and the congressional candidates on the Democrat side, and the liberal side, and the far-left lunatic side. So this division gives them more power, more influence with people on both sides. Anyway, thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video, hopefully.